So it looks like the GOP has an updated take on redlining, this time targeting a new racial demographic. A new bill filed in the Texas State Senate aims to ban citizens, governments, and entities of China from purchasing any property in Texas, including residential property. Unsurprisingly, Texas Governor Greg Abbott has already unequivocally said that he'll sign the bill. As Republicans point to the geopolitical tension between the United States and China after the U.S. military shot down a suspected Chinese spy balloon over South Carolina earlier this month, Chinese citizens are not the only ones being singled out. The bill also would apply to citizens or companies from Russia, North Korea, and Iran. As yet, there are no exceptions for legal permanent residents, visa holders, or dual citizens. Joining me now is Ling Law, founder and chair of the Asian American Leadership Council. It's a pleasure to have you here this morning. I want to ask you immediately, straight out of the gate, what are you and your organization doing to stop the passage of this particular bill?
Hi, good morning, Katie. Thank you for having me here. After this bill, 147 and 552 was putting out, and then the community was outraged. We were feared, and we are very, very angry. So we have been organizing the community to voice our concerns to the legislators when these bills come out. And during the time, I think it's 1 month now since I started to organizing the communities, we started to educating, training our people to making phone calls, sending emails, and also we organized the rallies against these two bills. These two bills is putting our people or our communities as a scapegoat, as also many illegal immigrants in the USA. We should not be the scapegoat for the conflict between the United States and other countries. In the history, 1882, Chinese Exclusion Act prohibited all immigration of Chinese laborers for 10 years. And then the Chinese exclusion was only law ever implemented to prevent all members of a specific ethnic or national group from immigrating to the USA. And this new bill, after 140 years, these two new bills is going to repeat the history again, targeting Chinese Americans, starting with stripping the ownership of the properties.
Ling, I'm glad that you brought up the history because I think it's important for our viewers to understand. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, alien land laws were also passed in numerous states, specifically barring Asian people from owning land. You talked about the Chinese Exclusion Act from the late 1800s that banned immigration of Chinese laborers to the United States for 10 years. We cannot forget about the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II. This kind of racial fear-mongering isn't anything new, obviously. So what are the concerns in Texas about an uptick in anti-AAPI hate, especially when it looks like this racism gets legitimized by politicians?
The proposed legislation classifies immigrants from the 4 countries as a security threat, but we didn't even punish Saudi citizens, residents, or businesses here after 9/11, when nearly 3,000 people died of their terrorist attacks and the security threats. These pieces of legislation will strip immigrants of their right to purchase real property and grant the Texas governor and Texas legislature unchecked power to classify any immigrant or group as a security threat in the future. Today, immigrants with green card visa, L1 visa, H1 visa, and F1 visa from these 4 countries are security threats. How about the citizens who were born or naturalized? How to identify who is a U.S. citizen, who is not? Do we have to carry our passports in hand and show them to anyone, anywhere we show up? I'm afraid that these 2 bills will escalate the Asian hate crimes once they are passed and signed into law, because AAPIs look the same to many other people.